Hello and welcome guys, I'm DinXy and you're watching Everybody TV, where we continue with our Let's Play, The Beginner's Guide.
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
What was he doing if he was making games for so long? How did he earn money? He wasn't selling them. This is backstage? Ooh. Oh. I've seen this screenshot. How does it feel to be on the inside? Oh, shit. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. And this scene will be playing as me. We're at a gathering of professionals. First, you start out leaning against this wall. Good, stay right there. Oh shit. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Where is the bathroom? I'm gonna say. She's like, what are you doing? You're deflecting, you're not saying what's actually on your mind. Stop dancing around it and have a conversation with this person. Do it again. I like you. No, that was not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better view of the setting. There was a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby, okay? Now talk to her again. Yeah. Wise, happy, successful. What's on top? Green. What are some sacrifices you'd had to make? You're messing it all up again. You freak her out of the conversation, gets that personal that quickly. You not realize how important this was for me. I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was going to hell. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh god. To the lamppost, I guess. How back do I need to step? Oh shit. Cool. Back to prison. Guess we'll just keep on walking here. What the fuck?
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Whoa.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Mobius Strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Really? It says whisper. Someone get help. Help, I'm blind. I can't see anything. What's going on? Oh god. We're flying into the door. Please don't let this be forever. Ah! Wow.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Fuck. They were blind. There was a giant door. Help! Help! Use the controls. Please tell me how to solve this. Okay. Let's go. Help. I'm trying to find the shields. Please someone talk to me. We haven't tried this one yet. He made 5 months for this? There's someone over there. I think the solution is to not do anything. I'm not moving. If I have my eyes closed, I won't be able to read this. I'm not moving the mouse, I'm not moving anything. Let's see if this is it. So if my eyes are closed, I have no idea that the door is coming to hit the spaceship or whatever. Let's see. No? That's not it. Fuck! What's going on? Something enormous just appeared on the radar. Please don't let this be forever. We need to dodge this. I can activate the shields. We're going to crash, aren't we? Be quiet and help me fight the shields. Wait, there's a solution? The fuck? Hope we can't see anything. I can't see anything.
Alright, let me explain how you're supposed to do this. On either side of the room are elevators, which go up to an upper level. You have to go up, walk over to the person who's standing there, and then select dialogue option number 2.
I didn't even see those. Let's go, thanks for the cheats. The only way. I can't keep making this. Only way to stop this is to speak something that is honest. That's it, that's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
The game ends with "we're going to be okay."
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Well, it's getting longer and longer between games. What is this? Ah. Lovely. How do we get out of here? Hello? Is anyone here? Hello? Ah. Nice. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What, the tree's talking to me? What's wrong? You look lost. When I try to create, I feel empty. And this is like me. The same tree? Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. You have to take me to it. This looks cool.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
I don't know. Okay, it's guarded by a difficult puzzle. If you can help me solve the puzzle, we'll find the machine. Deal? Deal. Perfect. Come on, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Now you have to close the first door. What's next? Easy. That was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way.
But I'm trying every
You
day.
can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Can't exit from here. Making games is easy. Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. It's easy, it's never stopped being easy, wow. Yes, that's wonderful. Going?
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really
That's
healthy. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Okay. The machine. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Intend to be quick. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, someone called the press, okay. Also, one more thing that you should know. Ah, shit. The press is here. Leave me alone. No comment. No comment. Fuck off.
And of course, it's the machine.
The machine. You stopped. The machine that stopped protecting me? You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. What's going on? Those people out there, can you imagine what pain you've put them through? Can you? So here's what needs to happen. You need to go out and apologize to them. I'm reading just the choices I make. Basically they all in the same shit. Think carefully. I know how to hurt you. And I'm not afraid to do it. Alright then, I will speak to them for you. Hello and welcome. My friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. I have a troubling revelation. The machine will not apologize to us. And the crowd goes wild. It is not important, we are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us pay it retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. Yeah. Oh me, we will destroy the machine. Just the machine, not everything that she ever created. It ever created. Does it get destroyed? Oh. It definitely reused assets from game to game. Uh-oh. The fuck? It lagged. God, I'll make sure your work dies here. God, I'll make sure you are known forever. I'll make sure your work dies here, bro. You sick? Fuck you.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation.
Yeah, right, because that's how it works.
So, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Probably not. He was so depressed. Oh.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Who said he was afraid? Put down your weapon. I said, put down your weapon. I'm not doing anything. There we go.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do?
No.
Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good.
Please.
When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
But it made you feel happy, not Coda.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
Heavy stuff. I feel depressed. We'll continue with The Tower next time, guys, so thanks for watching. Rate the video, follow the channel. I'm DinXy, and this was TV with the Let's Play of The Beginner's Guide. See you next time.